What's going on, man? It's 8:43 on a Monday. Just finished squatting. I had a thought come across my mind, so I thought I'd share it with you people. I'm coming off of an injury recently. I have a strained multifidus muscle in my back and strained L3 and L4 as a consequence of that. So what am I doing differently this time? Okay, let's go through it. First thing I'm doing is I'm spending 20 minutes on a warm-up. There's no more warming up with the bar and let's start squatting. You're not going to last if you do that shit, man. So I jump rope, I go for a run, do some calisthenics, push-ups, sit-ups, mobility work with bands, dynamic stuff like leg swings, hamstring activation, foam roll, sore spots, that sort of thing. And then, when my body is warm, I'll start with the bar. Also, you'll see that I have sweat clothes on. It's winter time, and I don't train in spandex, whatever. I dress in layers. I have shorts on, I have jogging pants on, t-shirt, sweater, track jacket, whatever. Stay warm. That's my point. Stay warm. So you don't pull anything. You don't lose body heat. You can't catch cold. You can only lose heat. That's the second law of thermodynamics for all you dum-dums out there. So anyway, warm up. Another thing I'm doing differently now is paying so much attention to technique from the empty bar all the way to my work sets. If the technique, at any point, if my form breaks down, I shut it down and take weight off immediately. I am not going to grease an improper neural pattern, and I'm sure as fuck not going to miss a weight and teach myself to fail. That is just, you're training your ego and you don't really want to get better. I'm going to say that right now. Your ego is going to hold you back, and it held me back for about a decade, and I'm done with that crap. So stop testing strength, build strength, and use optimal form. That's the second point. Point the 3, more volume. Train with more volume. I come from a West Side lineage where I would pick a variation and blow my brains out with a 1 rep maximum. And you know where that got me? I gained some strength maybe for about 6 months, and then I would stall. And it would never really be on the competitive lift, because in conjugate, you're doing box squats and all the shit does not translate. I'm a raw lifter, does not translate over to raw lifting at all, as far as I'm concerned. And I am a observer of humanity, especially when it comes to lifting. I've been watching powerlifting and involved in this since about 1999 or 2000. I've watched a lot of lifters, and I've watched a lot of people make mistakes, and I've watched a lot of people succeed. And I'll tell you right now, the good raw lifters, they don't box squat, they don't use the conjugate method. I mean, there's what, like 0.01% train with that? The majority of them train with volume, and they build strength at certain intensities. Your A.S. Prilipin's table type of thing, 60, 70, 80%, and they peak for a meet over time. And the bar is their tool. Yeah, you can use bands, yeah, you can use chains, but the bar is your tool. So that's point number 3. Train with more volume. Point number 4. Train with more variation, but make sure it's applicable to what you're trying to do. So I'm a high bar squatter, and I high bar squatted today for my work sets, whatever. And then I did high bar pause squats for sets of 5 with like a 3 to 5 count. And then I did front squats with a pause, a set or 3 to 5 count again. I didn't do good mornings to make my raw squat go up. I didn't go do sled pulls. I did a high bar pause squat and I did front squats. Then if you want to do other accessory work, yeah, okay, you can do it, but it shouldn't be the meat and potatoes of what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, I get really good at bench pressing. I used to suck at bench pressing. Now I'm starting to become a half-decent bench presser just by bench pressing. And if I want to do an accessory movement, it's close grip bench pressing. And I always pause because that's what I have to do in competitions. make sure your variation, train with more variation, but make sure it's applicable to what you're trying to accomplish. That's the fourth point. And the fifth point is body build. Body build. Now, what is the point of doing all this hard work if you look like a fat fucking pig? Honestly, I'm being blunt. If you look like a fat sack of shit, why are you lifting? Honestly. I see some of you guys are strong, but you look like Jabba the Hutt. Honestly, you look like Jabba the Hutt. I would have no self-esteem whatsoever if I look like a fat fuck like that. And you're okay with that? Listen, you need some assistance work to balance out muscle groups and have some self-respect. Like, take pride in how you look. That's why I love lifters like Dan Green and Brandon Lilly. These guys are jacked. They are strong. They are workhorses. They do a ton of volume. They train what matters. Their technique and form is spot on. They look like bodybuilders, and you know what? Oh my gosh, can you believe it? They're the top lifters in the world. And for you guys who are going to say, well, they're not in the IPF, fuck you. Fuck you, asshole. Shove that up your ass. I'm so sick and tired of that crap. I don't give a shit what federation you live in. If you walk the fucking weight out or use a monolift, I don't care, and you squat below parallel, you bench with a pause, and you lock out your deadlift, you're strong. I don't give a shit what anybody uses. I don't give a shit what federation it is in. I have eyes, I have a working brain, I can see if a lift is legal or not. Those guys are strong. So if you're going to talk shit about it's not in the IPF, eat a fucking dick. I'm talking to you. You can quote me on that. So anyway, those are my points. I'm not going to summarize because I don't remember what the hell I said, so rewind the video and watch it. That's all I got to say.